Welcome back to the 3-Star Dragon Ball Buddies, the #1 Dragon Ball Super podcast that is on YouTube, that goes away for months at a time, comes back, hosted by 2 whites and an Asian, quantizing, fluctuating, you know the drill. This is episode 20 of the 3-Star Dragon Ball Buddies. I'm Ken O'Connor.
I'm Josh Brandman.
I'm Fong. It's turning into a monthly podcast at this rate.
Hey, well, we were doing good for a while when, like, Super was actually, airing.
When there was a television show to talk about.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
And we were planning on, like, doing, like, a Resurrection F commentary. That never happened. Well, probably happen in the future, but we just didn't get to it in time because I suck at doing consistent things, apparently.
I think it would be interesting at this point, especially in comparison, to what we've just seen.
That's true, yeah. Resurrection F holds a lot more weight now that you have, like, Frieza back in, like, the main, like, front of everything.
Well, also how it looks.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
well,
I think that's what you meant, yeah.
Yeah.
Animation-wise, like, so before we get to this, this episode will be our Dragon Ball Super Broly review, discussion, spoiler cast, or what you want to call it. So if you have not seen Dragon Ball Super Broly, please do not listen to this podcast. We will be spoiling everything and going to it in great detail. Right, fellas?
Goku. Goku. Broly.
Oh my god. Okay, let's jump right. Vaughn, what did you think of that?
I knew about it beforehand, so I was not surprised by it. That's the one thing I wish I didn't know beforehand, because I want to know what my opinion would have been if I didn't know that was coming.
Okay, so going into it, what were you thinking? Let's hear your thought process here.
I was told it was like wrestling announcers or something like that. It's not exactly that. It's more like chanting like an audience. And I think there's comments out there from the director stating that like it was inspired by chanting. I don't know if you know this, but the last 2 episodes of Super, they had like public showings in like Latin American countries.
Yes, I knew that.
And that was inspired by that. That's why that's in the movie even.
Okay.
Huh. I don't know if that makes it more acceptable now, but I thought it was still bizarre.
I love it. I listen to those tracks now.
Really?
Yeah, I think they're funny, and I think they're cool tunes also.
I really dug it. It fit the mood right. I think like in any other situation, I don't think I would have liked it. But like when I started like hearing, like okay, I can get along with this. Like, it like built up the hype like a wrestling match. So it's funny that you mentioned that because it did feel like that by the end of it all.
Maybe I'm in the minority. I did not like it. But
why didn't you like it? Is it cheesy or just?
To me, it didn't have a place. I was just like, if it's going to be a cool song, sure. But it was literally just chanting. And it's not like they were in a tournament or anything. It was literally just, they were fighting like the polar ice caps. Like, I don't know. I just would have liked more regular kind of hype music. I don't know.
Well,
it was interesting.
It's odd because we don't really get a lot of lyrics in Dragon Ball music. I can think of like a lot of famous Dragon Ball Z tracks, but there's no music attached besides the theme song. But
right, I mean, it was different. I mean, at least it seemed to, I guess, go over well in some regards. So kind of cool they went for it. And
I think it's mixed across the board. It seems.
Yeah. So, no harm, no foul, I guess. Really.
Yeah. All right, so,
just interesting.
So before we get ahead of ourselves again, let's rewind really quickly. Me and Josh saw the film together. So you, me, Josh, we talked a lot about this. As soon as the movie ended, me and Josh just sat in the theater until we were kicked out, like talking about the film. Like literally, someone came in like, "Are you guys here for the next movie?" Or like, "Oh no, we're leaving. Sorry." so we were talking about it. But Fong, we've not heard your like initial reactions or thoughts or anything like that. So please start us off. What'd you think overall?
I love that shit. So I knew everything about the movie going in because I can't help myself.
I swear, someone needs to like chain you down to be
I needed to know. I was going to get spoiled regardless because of the video games that I play. So I already knew about like Gogeta and stuff like that.
Okay.
See, that's the one thing that got spoiled for me because Hot Topic released like hey, here's figures from the new movie, and it was Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta. I'm like, well, I guess that's spoiled. Great.
A lot of people got spoiled by that because they put a trailer out there specifically for Gogeta, and I was like on YouTube's homepage at one point too. So like everyone fucking got spoiled by that, or a lot of people did. I guess it seems like Josh didn't.
No, that's not the stuff I watch on YouTube, so didn't even appear.
Yeah. So I knew about that. I knew about the structure of the movie too, how it was a lot of build up and then just fucking fighting. I thought the build up was kind of boring. I got tired of it.
Ken and I talked about that actually.
Mhm.
Like, I don't know, at least for me, I didn't mind it. I get that it's been over and done with a bunch of different times, but I thought it got really put together in a nice kind of way. And maybe it's also because, or maybe correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think I've watched most of the Dragon Ball Z movies or anything in the past. So I don't know if that's maybe the reason why I felt like redone. I also don't tend to watch the episodes like over and over and over. So for me, I didn't mind a nice kind of fresh take and recap and whatever on all that kind of past stuff. I thought it was perfectly fine. I was pretty entertained. But
I just thought it took itself a little too serious for Dragon Ball.
yeah, I get. I mean, maybe I'm just so used to like serious kind of backstory for like One Piece, where I didn't feel like it was just like, oh, why are they doing this? Like I was just like, oh yeah, this is cool. I don't know, but yeah, I get that. That's true. Dragon Ball's more just about the fighting, not really about the reasons why they're fighting. Half the
There's
time.
also a lot of goofy shit, and there was in that first 20 minutes of the flashback stuff. There's no goofy shit whatsoever. It's very serious.
True.
I think it's important too. This was the first canon telling of the story of that story. Like, I don't think the Bardock specials or any like that stuff has ever been like canon to the anime, where this entire movie is being treated as canon. So I think like putting the Bardock stuff in stone, Goku's mom in stone, like motivations, I think it all played a very important role. And for this movie, Goku and Vegeta are not the heroes of this movie. They are not the main focus. Broly, this movie is about Broly. He's the bad guy from our point of view, but he's the star of this film. He's like the main character. So
That's what was weird about it. If you're coming into this movie and you don't know anything about Dragon Ball, you'll be like, who the fuck is the protagonist of this movie? Because it's like, right. I know I'm supposed to feel bad for Broly, but he's like sometimes a dick. I don't know. It's weird. It's an anti-hero, but also sort of the protag. But
well, I think that's what this movie does so well. It makes everyone an asshole. You start off the movie, and okay, Frieza's an asshole. He destroys the entire planet. He has that really cool scene with the Scouters, where he starts shooting people down in the towers who have the weapons on them. You have King Vegeta, who's kind of an asshole. You have Broly's father, huge ass. Like everyone's an asshole, and Broly he's like, it's the kind of like nature versus nurture thing. Like, he's born in the environment he was thrown in, where everyone around him is an asshole. He's born from hate, and even like as an adult, he's used as a weapon by his father, by Frieza. Like, he's just like used and abused this entire movie. So I feel like that opening showed like the dickishness of Saiyans, but also the good side of Saiyans, with being Goku's parents, and then how that translates over to Goku, how Vegeta is not his father, and together they overcome the sins of the past kind of thing. That might be looking too deep into it, but like, I felt that opening is really important to setting up those themes of the entire movie.
Yeah, it's weird because it's a Dragon Ball movie. You need a lot of fighting, and the story, it's all about revenge, right? For like the first 50 minutes.
Yep.
Yes.
And then once the fighting starts, it doesn't feel like it's about revenge anymore at all, because Vegeta's father's dead, and it's just, Vegeta's here, I don't really care, so we're gonna fight anyway. But Vegeta doesn't really care. He just wants to fight because he wants to fight. Right. So it's like, the story is just that they're fighting. That's it. Like,
yeah. But like, I don't know. I mean, yeah, I guess, yeah, Ken. I mean, all the themes and stuff you're talking about. Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, you never know what they're thinking about when they're actually writing it, but that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, but then what Fong's saying is true. I mean, at the end of the day, they're just busy fighting and whatever, and you kind of almost lose the setup when they're just fighting. Like, as it is, it turned into... I thought they kind of conflicted a little bit when Frieza was telling whatever the father's name is now. I can't remember.
Paragus.
He was saying, like, what was it? Take Vegeta only, leave Goku to me. Next thing you know, Goku just tags in the fight. And, like, I thought that would mean, like, Frieza would stop him, or Frieza would get in the fight and then they break off into two fights at once, or... but Frieza just kind of let that happen. I don't know. It's just
he even says like, "Oh, I guess I'm not gonna have a turn," and he doesn't seem to care that.
right. I was like,
it
wait,
was set up for him to fight.
Yeah, it just went against what they were talking about. I was like, okay, that's kind of weird, but yeah, I mean, yeah, it just ended up being pure fighting after a while. And they almost kind of dropped the story that they set up, which was a little weird.
I feel like Frieza the entire time, he's just kind of like toying, like he's like almost like he's bored. Like he wants to see just like, okay, I have a Saiyan, let's see what these Saiyans fight. He's like, yeah, leave Goku to me, yada yada. But like he starts like doubting Broly very early on. Like he can't go Saiyan. Oh, he's only fought against you. Like Frieza doesn't think that Broly stands a chance. It's only halfway through when Frieza starts getting into the fight that I think that all those notions of leave Goku and whatnot go away, and he's just into like his toys playing together kind of thing. Like he didn't know what to expect going in, and then all of a sudden he's like, oh, this is interesting now, and then he's just having fun, killing dads,
Well, actually, speaking about him being bored, though, so now, Fong, I got to hear your opinion on this.
Mm-hmm.
At the beginning of the movie, when it was about the Dragon Balls and what they wanted to do, and Frieza was going to steal them, and he apparently wanted to make himself 5 centimeters taller after Bulma was saying 5 years younger for her wish. After hearing the Frieza one, I looked at Ken and I was like, what movie are we in right now? Like
that is complete comedy. That's
classic Toriyama.
Yeah, that's what that was.
Oh my god! Like, wow.
Especially because it's right after the Bulma thing. It even transitions. From like Bulma's face to Frieza's face or something. There's a transition.
Yep.
That lets you know that like these two scenes are together and they're like obviously play out the same too. So like it's very yeah.
Oh man. Anyway. That was it.
That was hilarious. I mean, the whole 5, and they're like, why not go for like a hunt, like really, really tall, or keep growing? It's like, no, it has to look natural. I want them to think I'm still growing. Like Frieza was hilarious this entire movie.
And they cut away to the 4 transformations too, which is nice. There's a lot of good cutaways. In this movie.
He's like, why don't you go back to your second form? You were taller then.
Right. That is true, but. I mean, I also love the whole like Frieza getting beat up for half the movie thing too. That was enjoyable.
That was also very funny.
Yeah.
Like they played it off of him getting murdered as a comedy bit. Like he did a lot of that in Tournament of Power. I think he got beat up by the main 3 dancers, whatever their names are. I can't remember.
Oh, the girls, you mean?
No, Jiren and friends.
Oh,
like he got fucked up by all 3 of them real good.
Yeah. That's right.
I like how you called them the dancers.
I forgot. They pose. That's what they do.
they're almost like a better Ginyu Force in a way.
I like how the Ginyu Force was in this for like a split second.
Yeah, they did that one pose at the beginning of the movie.
There's a lot of characters in this movie, except for Gohan, so that was good.
You know what?
I like how Goten and Trunks got more screen time than Gohan.
Yeah, it was great.
Man, but now Fong, when Piccolo and Goku...
Piccolo's daddy in this movie.
Was he?
Yeah, there's a flashback when Goku's like, I don't think you're a bad guy. We fought lots of people here. The first one is King Piccolo getting killed.
Huh. Okay, that's fair. But what about when Goku and Piccolo were doing the fusion dance? Were you secretly hoping that somehow there would be a fusion?
No, well, because I knew already that wouldn't happen. But.
Okay.
Can two different species fuse using the fusion dance?
Yeah, I don't see why not.
Okay, I don't remember if that was like a rule or not, because I know the fusion dance has to be so precise.
Yeah, it's a lot of like the height and power and stuff like that, but I don't think anything about like race.
Wait, so then if that's the case, then Gohan and Piccolo can fuse.
There's a whole video game about this. It's called Dragon Ball Fusions.
I know.
It's pretty fun.
That's right. You told me that. Yeah. You said it on this podcast, actually, too.
Probably.
So, what do you think of Broly's introduction in the very beginning? Him being a super powerful baby. I was really worried they were going to do the whole Goku crying thing, and because it felt like they were going to go that direction for a split second, like being next to Vegeta's little baby tube. But it was just, oh no, he's really powerful. But they kind of threw it off
baby tube all the time.
Like they kind of threw like they had this like thing where like they couldn't tell if the scanners weren't working or his power really was going up and down that like incredible like. So I thought that was like a good like little nod to like the past stuff. What do you think, Fong?
Well, they made it all about Vegeta instead of Goku, and it made Goku feel like not very important to this movie, other than the fact that he's the main character of Dragon Ball. It's like don't see as much of a reason for him to be in this movie. It's like,
well, honestly, like again, like it's Broly's movie, so I think like Vegeta gets a little more like importance put on him, but really Vegeta doesn't do much in this movie.
No, but it's still like the revenge is on the Vegeta family, so at least he has like sort of a reason to be there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if this is a great comparison, but what's interesting was with actually a new Pokemon movie that came out this year. I was reading
Only
a lot
talks
of
this
things.
time.
What?
Never mind. Pikachu talked in that one, right?
That was last year.
Oh.
Yeah, this was basically like I guess consider like continuation of that alternate kind of telling, but Pikachu did not speak English or anything or Japanese. But what's it called? People were saying a lot of stuff where it was like not really centered about Ash at all, but he was there, and it was like if you just cut him out of the movie, like it really wouldn't even change much. And it's kind of the weird thing about then the same kind of parallel with this movie where it's like you could take Goku out. And aside from some of the backstory you were saying, Ken, with like the parents and seeing how some Saiyans are different and shapes whoever, like you don't really need Goku in that movie, honestly. It's weird how all of a sudden it's like this mini kind of theme now I've seen across two different major kind of anime movies that we've seen recently.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Well, it's funny. It goes back to just theming where, again, this was not Goku's movie. This is not Vegeta's movie. They're not overcoming anything. Like, after the Tournament of Power, like, I don't know about you guys, but the entire movie, I'm like, Broly didn't seem like a threat to me for a while. Like, after what we've seen them do in Super, like, Josh, when Goku went Super Saiyan Blue for the first time in the movie, you freaked out like, oh my god, it's a new form, he's powering up, because they made Super Saiyan Blue look really flashy and really like almost like he was struggling to get into that form more than usual.
Right.
But to me, I'm like, oh, it's Super Saiyan Blue. I was expecting, I knew like. I
saw traces of silver lines for a second, so I got really excited.
Yeah, lots of people freaked out about that.
Yeah, but at the same time, I'm sitting there like, Broly to me was not a threat yet. Maybe because it's my background knowledge of Broly and stuff in general, but at no times until like maybe like the very end bits, Broly did not seem like a threat.
I know why. Yeah.
I was more worried about Broly, like, oh, please don't kill Broly, because they made him a good, interesting character. So I'm like, okay, how my entire thing was, how do they get Broly out of the situation without just blowing him up? Do they reset Broly? Do they wish him away? Do they wish that his dad was not an asshole? I kept like trying to think like, what would be like the way to save Broly? Because this is his movie. He needs to live.
Well, they figured it out, so.
Exactly.
Right.
No, but the reason the blue stuff was it Broly didn't feel like a threat is because they had that big speech with Piccolo in the middle of the fight, and that happens when he's Super Saiyan God. Like they haven't exhausted everything yet. He didn't even go blue when he's talking about, oh, this is crazy. I don't even know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Like you haven't done everything yet. So
Right.
I don't know why that conversation was there. That probably should have happened after he turned blue.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually.
So let's talk about Broly's powers for a little bit, because again we're coming into this. It's Broly, the legendary Super Saiyan. We know like they never really explain what the legendary Super Saiyan is in like the past movies or whatnot. Not to the degree they do in this movie. And Fong, I don't know if this pissed you off, but there's this one line where Goku and Vegeta are like looking at each other, and they say, "Have you ever seen anything like this before?" While looking at Broly all powered up, and they're like, "Nope, never seen anything like this before." When like they just saw Kale during the frickin' Tournament of Power.
Yeah, but he wasn't in the Broly form at that point.
I know, but
That's what I said.
It still looked close enough.
No, he was in fake ape form, fake Super Saiyan 4.
Well, this is what I want to get to. Is that what it means to be a legendary Super Saiyan? To harness the power of a great ape while not in great ape form?
I don't think he's a legendary Super Saiyan. I think he's just a freak.
Really?
Oh, that's an interesting take on it.
No, because I think they're gonna do away with the legendary Super Saiyan stuff. Like they mentioned that when he was a baby, but I think that was just to like have a reference to what he once was, but I don't think he's that now. I think he's just a mutant weirdo, a prodigy, a really, really cool guy.
You see, the way I took it as like, okay, the legendary Super Saiyan is a thing, and this is just a power that one Saiyan per universe can possess at a time. So, like, Broly is the legendary Saiyan for this universe, Kale is the one for her universe, etc., etc. And that sorry, go ahead.
If that was the case, then I feel like they would have outright said it, because the dialogue in this movie is super obvious. Like, there's a point where Paragus goes like, "Oh, I need revenge. He's doing this because he's jealous." Like, it's so obvious, the dialogue, that I feel like they would outright say something like that. Like, they wouldn't be subtle about him being legendary Super Saiyan if that's the case.
That is an interesting point. But at the same time, the people alive at that point to even like diagnose that is like super small.
Yeah, they're all goobers.
Right. I mean, like, when they had a whole planet filled with Saiyans and stuff, with actual like doctors and whatever, or scientists, like, it'd be easy for them to pinpoint that. For Goku and Vegeta or whatever, they'd be like, I don't know, he's just a strong guy. Like, so maybe that's where there's some disconnect, where it actually is that, but no one was able to point it out. But that is an interesting point, though.
This is going a little bit too far ahead, but Fong, for the future, do you think they're going to use this movie as a standalone movie, or do you think they're going to retell this story in the anime like they did with
They better not.
They're not?
They better not. They better not. I hope not, because I don't want to see this again, but like look worse.
Yeah.
This looks so pretty. It does not deserve that.
Because I have two hopes, where either they leave this movie the way it is, and then Broly just becomes a character in Super. Because I can totally see, like, Broly meeting Kale in Universe 7, and then, like, finding out, like, they have a connection, or going more into, like, what is a legendary Super Saiyan, and because me and Josh were talking, like, when we first started talking about this movie months and months ago, all those rumors about it being about, like, the Super Saiyan God spirit and the original Saiyan, all that stuff, that has...
Yamoshi.
Yeah, that has nothing to do with any of this movie.
Hell no.
But I feel like if you have people like Broly, if you have other like weird Saiyans with unique powers, that could tie into a future storyline. Like, hey Broly, we need you because you have this power and other Saiyan powers to come together. So I feel like they didn't go too deep into like the legendary Saiyan stuff, but I feel if they keep Broly around, which I'm pretty sure they're going to, that could be used for future like arcs and story development.
Yeah. I mean, they kept him alive for a reason.
Yeah.
One, because he's very popular, and, you know, you kind of have to. You can't just kill him off. And, yeah, so he can meet everyone and have babies with Chilai and all that.
Oh, Chilai is amazing.
They put the camera on her butt.
Oh, a lot.
Yes.
Her butt got more screen time than Gohan.
Yeah.
I mean, that's fair. Well,
That's
got
why-
more screen time than Trunks.
Debatable.
No, that
Trunks
is not
talked more.
Oh.
What'd you think of that bit in the beginning where they had the two Frieza forces, the weakest ass aliens, sneak in? They remind me of like Jay and Silent Bob sneaking in to steal the Dragon Balls.
They're shaped like them, or like Bert and Ernie.
Yeah, exactly. Like a round
There's
guy.
a tall one and a short, fat one.
Yep. I loved it.
Yeah.
That was so funny to me.
The Pilaf gang showed up there.
Oh, they did show up in the movie, the Pilaf thing, yeah.
They didn't say anything, but they were in that scene.
They were helping them take care of the house or whatever, and yeah.
I like that the Pilaf gang's just hanging around. Like
I mean, at this point, they're almost like friends of the kids, right?
Yeah, they are. He's Mai's Trunks' girlfriend.
They live there.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, okay.
All right, so we kind of just jumped all around again. Fong, what'd you think of that opening where they had like the time sequence where it showed like the events of Dragon Ball, then Dragon Ball Z, and then caught us up to Super, and then went right into that like big sparring match over the ocean?
It was great. It was very nostalgic. It was the only use of the power pole in the movie, which I was promised from that poster.
Oh,
and
my
I didn't
God,
get
I
it
know.
for real, and I'm so mad.
Wait, what?
The first image they showed for the movie was that teaser image of Goku with the new art style, and he had his pole from Dragon Ball in it.
Oh.
And we had all these theories like, oh, what if they're like they're basing it more off Dragon Ball or something like that, and then like it's only in that one quick scene.
Right.
What'd you guys think of the animation as a whole for this movie?
It's amazing. It's the best it's ever looked. It will never look this good again.
Josh?
I thought it was really good. I saw though a couple bits of what people were trying to say. I was looking into it the other day on how people felt about it, and some people were saying it felt too much, almost like the video games kind of fighting scenes or random video game kind of cutscene looking something. And I was like, I could see that based on like sometimes when they'd be like, I don't know, flying in for something or whatever, they do like almost like one of those like, God, I don't know the terminology anymore, but like their super like charged up move in like Fighter Z or Fighters or whatever, where it's like then a random cutscene for a second and then they see them like diving in. I could see bits and pieces of that, so maybe that takes it down just a little bit in my head. But
They give you CG.
Right, but it almost looked like they diverted from their, I don't know, their regular art style for the movie just at a couple points where, I don't know, I didn't think it was completely necessary. But, I mean, yeah, the fighting scenes and everything, like, it looked better than anything else like I remember, honestly, from the series, though. So, I thought it was really good. I mean, I'm usually the least picky about, like, animation quality or whatever, so I really enjoyed it. I just thought it was like slightly inconsistent, but
I've heard a lot of people mention the animation in terms of like the 3D and the CGI stuff a lot. It didn't really bother me too much. It was noticeable, like in the beginning when they have like Frieza's ships. Those are CG ships over like, or were the ships CG or was the background CG? Because they did this thing where they kept going.
It was probably ships.
Yeah,
I mean, I can check if you want.
they kept in this thing where they would either have a 3D like a CG image on a hand-drawn background, hand-drawn animation on CG backgrounds, and sometimes it was both together. So when it went back and forth between those, it was a little bit jarring, like especially with the hand-drawn on the CG backgrounds. But like it never took me out of the, never like made me like go ew or anything like that. Just it was noticeable.
What's awkward is when it's the characters going from a 2D fight in the middle of the fight turning into CG monsters.
Yes,
right.
Yes.
That's what I was saying. Like that. Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't a smooth transition with those moments.
I noticed it in the. Well, I noticed every time it happened, but it looked good during the Goku Blue versus Broly. It looked fine there. It was a good transition, and I understood what was happening. But when Gogeta was fighting Broly, and it turned into the CG land, and they were also CG characters, that's when it looked very noticeable.
Yeah, wait. I would love to get your theory on this, Fong, because my theory on that, you know how Hit from the other universe, he does that time skip thing or whatever, and it's almost like he goes into that world kind of thing. Is that almost what they went into there?
I thought it was just artistic choice.
I thought it looked very similar to that kind of thing, where it's like slowing down time so much that you're actually in this different dimension where you're moving, and they were fighting within that. That's what it seemed like to me. But
after sitting on it for a little bit, I think that whatever that was, that weird, trippy CG world, that's going to be something for like the next arc of Dragon Ball Super.
No way.
I honestly think that like they always try to like hint things to movies that come up later in like the series. I felt like that was the one standout thing, because there's a moment like Gogeta says like what, like they don't know where the fuck they are. They're like, what is happening right now?
That was only in the dub.
Oh, are you serious?
He says nothing.
Oh.
Yeah, so...
Okay, never mind. I take it all.
Yeah, the characters don't actually make note of it.
The fact that they made note was like, okay, this is important, but if they didn't...
I don't even know how they would make that an arc. Like, what is that supposed to mean?
No, not making an arc. It's like, that's like the next, like, power, or the next, like, thing, or like, hey, ever since that fight with Broly, we cracked the universe, and universes are bleeding into each other, or something like that. Ultra wormholes, I don't know.
More Ultra Beasts, great.
Exactly. like Fong. So, like, what do you think of that entire thing?
It's very not pretty. They wasted their transformations here. So throughout the movie, all the transformations were there was a lot of care put into them, a lot of emphasis, lots of time, lots of zooming in and out. And then for the final transformations, where Broly turns into what Broly should look like normally, and Gogeta turns blue, it's just this very quick thing in the CG universe, and it looks weird, and it's very disappointing.
I just want to know what that scene, because like I was trying to figure out what it was in the moment, because they're in the Arctic, and apparently there are volcanoes in the Arctic because they break through, and then just everything turns to a lava scape.
It's the core of the Earth.
That's what I said. That's literally what I said. They broke into like the crust of the Earth, and it's all that magma stuff flowing up.
I refuse to believe like their clothes are not lava resistant or magma resistant. Like that's because
they never stated that they weren't.
But
yeah, Gogeta got magical clothes, so you don't know how flame retardant they are.
Okay. But the entire like thing is a lava landscape, and they go into that like other dimension, and when they come back out, everything is cooled and rock all around them again. So I was like, wondering, like, did they transport to another? I thought they first went to a different planet completely. Like they transported, but
it just looked like the ice stuff, but at nighttime. That's what I thought it was.
It looked like
when they got out of it.
It looked like rock and desert to me.
I mean, that actually makes more sense with the nighttime, I think, because
like dusk, not like night, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, as it is, they took over an hour to just get the fusion to work. I mean, there's been a lot of time that was happening during this whole drawn-out long fight thing, if you call it one fight.
Well, yeah, like, they need to sell the fact that a lot of time was passing, because there's this line that Broly was learning as he's fighting. And even though it's a 2-hour movie for us, maybe the fight scene is an hour altogether, like, this fight went on for hours and hours and hours, and Broly was actively learning as he was going. It wasn't like a quick, like, flip of a switch thing.
Right.
Well, also the fusion has specific time. So
well, that's what I was saying. Yeah, the fusion itself was just like over an hour at least, because between learning it, then failing twice, which waiting a half hour each, is already an hour. Then you take into consideration some learning and whatever, had to be like at least an hour 15 or something right there.
And on Fat Gogeta, what is it? Sean Schemmel, he used this King Kai voice, and I like that.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah, I noticed it.
Oh, that's so funny. What do you think of that sequence, Fong, where Goku and Vegeta basically tap Frieza into the battle?
That was very funny.
That was amazing.
He's like, "Oh, it's your turn now."
Wait, what?
And, yeah, apparently, and that was a dub edition, but I think that was a good dub edition because it made that part funnier. Made Goku seem more like a dick.
Yeah, I really enjoy the Dragon Ball like Z dub. Like, there's some things that the dub is hard for me to like watch. I just watch it because, but, like, Dragon Ball always the dubs are always so well done. And like,
I think it's definitely more well done than other dubs. Yeah, I'd say that.
And like some of the sequences, like when Broly's beating the shit out of Goku, like basically like tossing him around, the screaming that Goku was doing, like the guttural, like like it sounded so good.
That's true. Yeah, that I was curious where that was going, because he doesn't normally just like scream like that in pain.
Yeah.
But I guess to be fair though, you know, when we were watching like the tournament and all that stuff in the anime, we were not watching the dub. So he might have been screaming like that in the dub version of that. But we don't actually know.
Possibly.
But yeah, it did sound weird.
What'd you think?
Getting slightly concerned.
I liked Broly's voice actor.
It was okay.
I just Josh.
There wasn't a lot of talking.
You heard me laughing in the beginning when like I'm Broly, like just like the low voice, like which they did that in the original movie too. But like I like they kept that.
I mean,
he stops talking once the fight happens. He doesn't talk at all.
Oh, it's screaming and grunting from that point forward.
Yeah.
Yeah, but right before that and right after that, like, he starts talking a lot more than normal. I didn't know he had a vocabulary, and then all of a sudden he's just pulling this stuff out. Maybe he learned that as he was going, too. I have no idea. Interesting, to me, at least. I also think, I'm still under the impression, if they take the voice actor for Goku in the English dub, teach him Japanese, and put him into the original like Japanese version, it'd be better. I can't.
No.
Goku has so much higher of a voice in Japanese. I just can't.
Because it's an
I
old,
love
it's an old
it.
lady. It's perfect.
I know. I don't like it.
She's a grandma.
I still can't get over that. It's like, It's like, I don't know.
I thought it was fine.
Whatever. But yeah.
What'd you think of Chile and Limo, Fong?
I didn't realize it until the dialogue told me, but they are, in fact, just an old guy and a lady, which I guess are not typical Frieza members.
Well, there's that line in the beginning where Frieza got mad at like his entire army, so he killed them all. So he was in desperate like need of like recruiting, so anyone was welcome, pretty much.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he did that in Resurrection F. He killed a bunch of his dudes.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but I'm just saying, at the end of Super, we saw him with an entire army. We're to believe that he got rid of that entire army between then and now.
All the tall ones, at least.
Yeah. Fong, I don't know. Did you catch this line when Limo is asking Chile about like why'd you join the Frieza Force, and she mentions how she stole a Galactic Patrolman's police car, and so she's like a wanted person. Did you take that as a reference to Jackon?
Jacko.
Yeah.
I mean, he is a Galactic Patrolman, so yeah, sort of.
I totally took that as like she stole his ship, and that's the reason why. Like
That'd be funny.
Josh thought I was that's too much of a reach, but I thought it was plausible.
I mean, he's like the one Galactic Patrolman that if you only watch Dragon Ball, you would know. So
Right, but like,
And she she wasn't the same race as him, but she kind of looks like color wise and like design wise, like she would fit in with him.
Yeah, I mean, she's Green Bulma.
She is Green Bulma. That makes sense.
Oh, that's what I meant to ask, but I guess now I'll ask the both of you now. Was this still with the original Bulma voice actor?
Oh no, it's the first thing with the new one.
Okay, that's what I thought. It did sound slightly different.
Well, no, well, I mean the Japanese.
The Japanese. The Japanese.
No, yeah, no. I looked up some clip I was watching. Maybe it was the day or two after. I don't remember now. And it was almost like a mini. It wasn't a trailer. I don't know what it was, but I heard Bulma speaking for some reason. I don't remember, but I was curious what it actually was. What did she finish? Oh, it was that she finished doing the whole anime though, because they didn't give her really speaking lines in the rest of the anime.
No, she passed away in the middle of not in the middle, like towards the end of the Tournament of Power. But,
right.
Like, she wasn't fighting, so they didn't give her any lines.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, so she didn't have to like speak. So yeah, this is like the first thing.
Yeah,
that she was doing.
Have you?
Well, she was in a commercial, the new one. But other than that, that's the real thing.
Have you listened to her in this, like the Japanese voice actress Fong? Is she good or?
Yeah, I heard it. I didn't really make note of it, so I guess she did a good job because she just sounded like her to me.
Yeah, I guess
Right.
if it stood out more, then that'd be more concerning.
I mean, it just made me think. I was like, wait a second, like, is this? But yeah.
What'd you guys think of Broly's backstory with how he got his green cape thing?
Mildly disturbing, but makes sense.
It was to make him endearing and a good boy.
Also to make it very sad, because they kept hinting on the fact that his only friend was like an animal or a monster or whatever.
Named Ba, because that's the sound he made.
Yeah. What a life. I don't know. Even though
Imagine wearing an ear.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I thought that was funny. Yeah. It was
As a skirt.
No, it was totally like when you have a sweater or something, then you like would tie it around your waist.
I'm going with a skirt. His father had a skirt.
Oh, dude, his father had a full-on dress thing. Like it went
It was
like
pink too.
yeah, it was like clashing colors and like he's walking with Frieza's courtroom like that. I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah, it's not like anyone else had that pink skirt.
No, it was just him.
Yeah,
That guy doesn't care anymore. Like,
you're right. He's still alive. He's just happy about that. He's on the verge of death.
I what do you think when Frieza killed Paragus?
It was gruesome.
Yeah, Ken, you started laughing.
Well, just because he does it so nonchalantly, and then he's like, "Broly, your father's been killed by an energy." Like, just like Frieza's like playing it up so much, and Frieza has that brief like flashback to when he killed Krillin. Like, oh, this will work. Like, the setup was so funny.
Murder.
Exactly. Yeah. And like Paragus was like an asshole to begin with, so I didn't care that he died. So I'm like, ha, that's a hilarious way for him to go. Just like dink, dead. Broly, your father.
Well, it was more just Paragus getting shot and then like sort of slumping down. Because like when characters die in this show, it's in such fantastical ways, and that was a little like, I guess, realistic. I guess if you got shot like that, you probably just slumped down.
Yeah.
Pretty weird.
Yeah, I don't know. That was funny to me.
Cold and heartless, but yes.
I wish we'd seen.
It was supposed to be a funny scene.
Yeah.
I mean, the after part. No, it was, before Frieza even said anything, I swear you started laughing the second he got shot. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm making that up, but it makes it better in my head. But, like, I don't know, man. Whatever. Move on to your next point.
Oh, so Josh, I know you were a little mixed on this. Fong, what'd you think of the first person point of view?
Okay, so I didn't know that was coming, so it did surprise me. I was caught off guard. I didn't even realize it happened. I missed the transition into it, so I was very confused. I was like, why is Goku so far away, and where the fuck did Broly go? Watching it again, it's really good. I like it. It's interesting.
It blew me away. Like, it was such a mind blowing. Like, this has never been. I've not seen anything like that in animation. In like, I don't think ever where it went to a first person point of view. Like, it was just really cool to me.
Yeah,
I mean, I thought it was interesting. I thought it was decently well done. I mean, you don't even know it's first person until a little bit into it, and it's like, oh, so like. That was pretty cool. I mean, I'm not saying glowing things, but like I thought it was fine. Like it was well done. But yeah, it's true. You don't see it like ever, really. Especially in that, in the Dragon Ball series.
Josh, do you want to talk about the greatest like missed opportunity that they hinted at that you were like devastated by?
What was I devastated?
Everyone's favorite angel.
What?
Whis? What about Whis? Something about Whis?
Oh, yeah. I mean, he didn't even do an attack. He didn't even block anything. He was just doing like backflips.
They can't get involved.
He dodged a couple like, oh, hey now.
Wait, but you say he can't get involved?
You're an all-star. No, he has to stay neutral. Broly went after him, so that's why he was dodging and stuff. But he didn't like get in there to save Frieza or something like that. He got attacked.
Well, right, yeah, but then he wouldn't even self-defense like fight back. I guess he wouldn't have to, but like
no, he would just like murder him. But yeah, that scene was very fast. My crowd loved that Whis was getting involved at all. So the crowd experience was awesome.
Anyone else in our theater cared except Ken and I looked at each other.
I had a very loud crowd. Good for some things, bad for others. But
ours were not loud at all.
Really? Well, I went on a Saturday, so
ours clapped at the very end. Like, there was a lot of applause at the very end, but besides that, it was very silent.
Oh, mine were annoying at times. I had a screaming baby, so that was cool.
Oh.
They clapped for fucking every title card in the beginning. Fucking morons. They clapped when it turned to present day. I was like, fucking, no, what the fuck is wrong with you people? What the fuck I care about?
We're back. Yeah.
It's like we've been watching the movie, son.
Oh my god, that's funny though.
Yeah, it did add to the transformations a lot though. Them clapping and stuff like that. It really I like that. But everything else sucked. They added shitty jokes. The nerds are bad at jokes. They're not funny. Bad. People are wrong.
Oh. Oh my god.
That's amazing. Nothing will beat, Josh, when we first saw Battle of the Gods in that art house theater. That was a really good crowd for, like, that movie.
Oh man. I mean, I just remember, what was it? The moment when we thought someone was gonna die.
It was when Goku's in space and we thought he was dead, like floating, and it was dead silent. You could hear like people like,
yeah. That was something. That was the one time I'll give it like up to the whole like watching with a whole crowd of people thing. Usually it just bothers me on some minor level at least, because
I remember in Resurrection F when the fighting started, when Goku started fighting Frieza, it was dead fucking silent. It was more awkward than like, oh, this is great.
It's funny because I think I love this movie. I think this is a great movie. It's not perfect, but I think it's like really, really good. It's my same problem with Resurrection F, where when Frieza comes back, at no point did I think like, oh, this is a threat. Like nothing like oh, his new gold form. Like Frieza was never a threat to me, and watching Broly never seemed like a big threat to me. Like nothing he did. Like there's that one part where like he like shoots like his like Godzilla nuclear blast from his mouth, and it destroys like a giant chunk of the earth. And like if that hit the earth again, who knows what could happen? Like that's kind of like the threat. But like I was never like concerned that they would lose that fight.
Well, I think it's because you're familiar with these enemies. Like, you know Frieza and some of the limitations that come with him. You know Broly from other iterations of it. But you got a lot more scared when it was Jiren and all this stuff, because you're like, I don't even know who this is. Like, oh my god. Like,
well, Jiren beat, like, Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken times 20 and shit like that immediately. Yeah. And Broly's just like, you're watching him go through the forms, but he didn't really get... He was just going through, like, the lesser forms. Like, he didn't even get to Blue until, like, the little speech and all that shit.
Yeah, but I mean, I do think a lot of it is just the unknown quantity. Just, you're not familiar with that character at all. I think that definitely adds a lot to it. Because you don't really know how it's going to end. And other times you're just like, well, he's going to lose. I don't know. I think that's where you're coming from, Ken. Maybe I'm wrong, but that might be more of the core of it.
You're definitely hitting on something there, but, like... This was the time to reinvent Broly. Like with Frieza and Broly, Frieza had a gold form. They could have made the gold form something like mind blowing. Like nothing has been as like on the line as like when Goku battled Beerus in Battle of the Gods. Like that was like we didn't know where that could go.
Again, new enemy. You didn't know what was going to happen.
Yeah, but it's not like even in this, the only time that Goku was getting his ass handed to him was when Broly is like being the Hulk and slamming him to the ground a couple times. And literally up to that point, Goku was like not a scratch on him, looking fine. Broly gets those couple good hits, and all of a sudden his clothes are all tattered up. But like, never was I concerned like, oh, Goku's gonna get knocked out. Like this is not gonna work. Like I don't know. That's
because he had more forms to go at that point.
Exactly. Like if they had gone right to Blue and Broly took out Blue like there was no tomorrow, then I'm like, okay, they need to go make something new. And the reveal of Gogeta is amazing. And it's cool. I'm mad that was spoiled for me because this is the first canon appearance of Gogeta. But
I love Gogeta. Gogeta is my favorite C-tune.
But, like, the thing is that they didn't... Yeah, I mean, Goku didn't even need to do his Ultra Instinct.
Well, he can't do the Ultra Instinct.
You don't know that.
He said he can't do it anymore.
They said that in the
It's something they didn't mention it, at least, because, like, they use, like, fusion as an out in this movie, but like they have so many other things. Like they could throw a spirit bomb at his ass or something like that.
Right, exactly.
They could teleport him to the sun or something like that. Like there's so many outs, and they just happen to go with fusion.
Yo, did Gogeta use the Ross what's that Naruto move? The
Rastafarian attack.
The Rasengan thing? Yeah, whatever it is.
Rasengan?
Yeah.
I don't know how it's pronounced.
He rapid fired them or something?
Well,
he had two in his hand and he was running.
Yeah, and they were spinning, and he just boomed right into Broly.
I think Goku did that earlier, and that was more of a Rasengan because I think you're supposed to like punch him with it.
Yeah,
right.
When he was God, he did something like that.
Wait, but now, then Fong, because Ken and I were also talking about this. What about when Goku was in Super Saiyan God form, and he was almost doing like Mewtwo's side B in Smash. It was like holding Broly there.
Oh yeah, so that entire moment where Goku like kind of freezes Broly in place.
He's like, "Hey man, you don't have to be like this. You don't have to."
And
listen
that
to your
flashback of
father."
every character.
Yeah, on Earth we have friends. Yeah, we fight, but it's for fun.
He's like
Goku.
he's like holding him there.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, what the hell
like,
was that?
Almost like using a psychic kind of technique kind of thing.
They decided to give Goku 2 new moves after him not having any.
Right.
I don't know. It's just like, it was to show that Super Saiyan God is like the wily, magical speed form. They did that with Vegeta too. Once he turned God,
Vegeta
he
in God
was dodging
form?
everything.
Vegeta in God form though was amazing.
It was a good transformation. They were all very good transformations.
Also, Fong, did you notice that I think it was Vegeta's hair turned green for a split second when he went to Saiyan form?
That's like stylistic stuff. That's just like
I know, but it looked cool.
art. Yeah, I mean it's the same thing of Goku's hair turning white for half a second. It's not actually Ultra Instinct. It's just it's art.
Well, also, Fong, you're saying with the new moves, then is the second new move the one where it was Gogeta, and he did, I'll relate it again to Smash, it's like a Palutena A up or whatever, that beam that just flies up from the floor all of a sudden.
Yeah, that shit was cool.
He held him in place and then did that. I was like, whoa.
No, he comboed into that attack, as that was after he punched Broly in the face like 3 times. And then on the last one, for some reason, Broly was all like electrical.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. Okay.
And then he kicks him up into the air, and then for some reason, he's electrical still, and he's held up in the air, and then he screams at him, and then he blows up.
It was interesting. It was cool.
Yo, can we talk about how big Broly gets by the end of this movie? Like
He's like 2 Gokus tall.
He's a big
at some points.
He's a big boy, but by the end, he is like a fucking monster. Like huge.
Yeah. I mean, he was already bigger than them to start with, right?
Yeah, but like at the end, like his hand could like just entire body in one
he just
hand.
kept like powering up.
Could it hold Jiren like Toppo's hand?
Yes, exactly.
Oh my god.
What if they held hands, Broly and was it Toppo?
I'd ship it.
Oh my god.
I'm trying to think what we've been bouncing all around. I was trying to go like in like somewhat of a story order, but we've been bouncing all around now this entire discussion.
Because once you talk about one thing, it's like, oh yeah, but also that and all that, and it just ends up being just a whole mix of whatever. But then if anything, if someone didn't see the movie yet and they're like Fong and love to spoil things for themselves, this is almost the perfect spoil thing where then you could still see the movie and it wouldn't be in the order that we talked about it. So it'd be like, oh, where does that come in? I don't know, but it's okay. We're good. If people watch the movie, they know we're hitting the good stuff. Yeah.
True.
I'm trying to think of a random good moment though. Now that we didn't talk about.
Gogeta's cool.
Gogeta.
Those songs are great. My crowd got really excited for Piccolo showing up. That was cool.
Yeah, my boy.
Like the direction in this movie is great. Like it could have just been him like talking in the background, and then all of a sudden he shows up. But they like cut in between him and Goku like 3 times or something like that, really quick.
Right.
And then they just end up on Piccolo.
Yeah.
Good directing. They also when they fuse, they do that from like so many different angles. Because they're fucking it up all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, right.
And they're showing exactly how they're like, oh, you're a little bit off on the angles. Oh, your foot was turned. And we got like the fat transformation, the skinny transformation, just like Gotenks back in the anime, which I felt was a good callback. And they're like, oh, what do we? Oh, when we were using the earrings, we were Vegito, but this time, what are we gonna be now? Like they're trying to make the names for themselves. And Fong, correct me if I'm wrong, was the outfit different for him this time? He didn't have that black vest, right? Or is the black vest different?
The colors are different on it.
The colors, okay.
They're exactly pretty much Gotenks colors now. He had an orange, lined vest, but now it's yellow.
Okay.
Like Gotenks.
Yeah. And the hair was a little bit different. Like the widow's peak of the hair was different.
Yeah, he had a full-on Vegeta Widow's Peak before, but it's now more tame.
Yeah, I liked it. I thought like seeing that fusion was great, and like Vegeta's like hesitance to it. Like, I don't want to do the fucking dance.
Yeah, I mean,
It's in character.
yeah. It reminded me of the other movies where Vegeta always has that kind of moment where he's like embarrassed or doesn't want to do something, then does.
Well, he does dance in that other movie.
Bingo!
I know, that's true. Yeah.
Bingo! Still one of the best moments ever. What'd you think of the end, the wishing Broly away? How'd that come off to you? Was that okay? Was that cheap? Was that anticlimactic?
It was at the end of a very satisfying fight, so it's fine. And you have to use the Dragon Ball wish on something, because one wish per movie, because, it's called Dragon Ball. And if they don't do that, then what's the fucking point?
That is interesting. I didn't think about it that way. But, well, I mean, I don't know. It was weird. It's almost like I didn't see it coming until it happened. And then I was like, oh yeah, this is obvious. This makes sense. And then I started to outline an entire reason why they did it and the whole like, oh, he'll be used in future things and whatever. But initially I was like really disappointed because I was just like, I don't know. I wanted Gogeta to like just obliterate the man. But
Well, you're supposed to feel bad for him because you're supposed to be like, oh, I hope he doesn't get killed.
That's what I felt. Watching that scene, it's like, okay, how do you get rid of Broly without getting rid of Broly? Because I don't want Broly to die, but we can't let Broly keep doing this. That was my entire thing. So I was hoping for a really clever wish, like I wish Broly forget about his past, or like change something like that, which would make him a different person. I like transporting him away was too easy because he gets transported away and then he's back on Vampa and he's just back to normal Broly. I don't get the connection of how transporting him away got him out of his rage form.
I mean, I guess he was exhausted at that point. But, well, actually, one thing though, what if they did it like almost any other Dragon Ball kind of esque thing where he takes like a million things of damage, he like basically dies but doesn't actually die? That could have been what happened, and then he's like lying there.
That was already happening to him, basically. He tanked everything.
Right, but then this is like the final time, and he's laying there like on the ground, half unconscious or whatever, and then they go up to him and split apart.
That was dumb. You knew it was the final time because Luis literally says, oh, I think he's going to finish him this time.
Yeah,
Dialogue's so fucking literal in this movie.
That's
kind of bad.
It's true.
It's bad. It's straight bad, yeah.
But it's bad in the sense where, like, again, we're watching it. It's hard. It's impossible for us to gauge, like, when Goku's actually, is Goku actually hurt, or, like, pushing themselves? So I feel like you need dialogue like that, just let the audience know, like, hey, this is wrapping up, or hey, this is really bad. Because sometimes it's impossible for us to tell what's going on. Like, not in terms of the animation. You can see what's going on in the animation. But when Goku gets hit by a blast and he shakes it off, I have no idea if he's actually hurt or not.
Well, here's the thing, though. Because you could say that for the entire anime, you never know how much damage these people are taking. But, in the anime, at least how I remember, is if anything, the person themselves will kind of make that announcement or make that call to be like, this is it. Instead of a bystander being like, oh, this is it. Like, I think it takes away a little bit from it. I think that's maybe the disappointment there. I don't know. To have someone else observe and be like, oh, yeah, that's it.
I guess the dialogue didn't really bother me too much, so.
I mean, it didn't really bother me, but in hindsight, like looking at it and see what Fong's pointing out, I'm like, I could see how that subtlety would maybe be slightly annoying.
Yeah, there's no subtlety in the dialogue
right.
at all. Like I said before, like the Paragus was like,
right.
Oh, he's so jealous. I'm gonna take my revenge.
Right. Even he could have just said. He didn't even have to say he was jealous. You could just see an expression on his face and think, oh, he's jealous. Oh, he wants revenge. But he's more like, I made this face, therefore I am jealous, therefore I want revenge.
Like the words jealousy and revenge came out of his mouth. Like, come on. Like,
Right. I mean, at the same time, though, when Ken and I were in the theater, all the previews were like little kids' movies. So, I mean, who knows?
Yes, I mean, it is a little kids' movie, so I'll give it that.
I mean, so maybe they gotta really hold your hand, right?
Yeah.
And maybe that's what it is.
I guess, again, it didn't really bother me too much.
Fine. But
So he gets Broly gets transported back to his planet. He cools down.
all right.
And then Chile and Lima are just like, okay, we're gonna live with you now. Let's eat these bugs. And then Goku shows up.
Yeah.
What'd you think of this entire little sequence of the end with Goku, Fong?
It was fun, and I liked the jazzy music. There's very weird jazzy music at this point. It was great.
It was like that cool down music, you know.
Yeah,
It was okay.
I like that last like line where it's like, I want Broly around. We're gonna like fight each other and spar each other because you're really strong. And you can call me Goku, but Broly, you can call me Kakarot. I love that line.
That I really liked.
That was
That was a blatant reference
to
the old movies where he would call him Kakarot all the time.
Oh.
Is that really a reference though?
I think so, because that's literally what he's known for. Broly is screaming Kakarot.
Oh, I had no idea.
I wouldn't take it like that.
I took it 100% as that.
I took it as Goku embracing like his Saiyan heritage and like, we're Saiyans, so call him by my Saiyan name.
That's what I thought.
No, yeah, that too, but like I also mostly took it as like just huge reference.
Yeah, which I guess that almost makes it.
I guess that makes sense. I didn't take it that way, but I can totally see where that's coming from.
Yeah, that seems more of a Goku kind of thing. Goku wouldn't be smart enough to differentiate what they should call. No, I don't know. But yeah,
So,
okay, maybe that makes that ending less awesome. But okay, fair enough.
I liked it. I was like, yeah, call him Kakarot.
No, I still did take it in the like the Saiyan heritage sort of way,
Yeah,
but I also knew as like he's talking to Broly for fuck's sake, so like
Right.
Speaking of Saiyans, can we talk about Baby Raditz for a split second?
Love.
That Sonic the Hedgehog motherfucker.
I mean, it's still Raditz. That's how he always looks. I don't know.
Yeah, but like skinny, small Raditz looked like Sonic the Hedgehog.
Well,
that scene was so weird because there's like 3 adult Saiyans and like 2 babies.
yeah.
Like what are they doing?
I think it's it was funny though to see like more of like a teenage or young adult Nappa. I like
What
that.
the
He
hair?
had like a toupee. It looked like.
Yeah, it was great. I was like, all right, I'm for this. That should be like alternate skin in like Dragon Ball Fighters or something.
But then who the hell are those 2 guys?
I
They
think
introduced these 2 guys,
they never introduced them. They just showed them.
but they're there, so like they should be alive, shouldn't they?
Unless Vegeta killed them.
True.
No, what? But why?
Well,
He killed Nappa.
well, Fong's just saying, like in Dragon Ball Z like timeline, those Saiyans are not around by the time they come to Earth.
Well, but what do you mean he killed? Well, Nappa still had a chance to come to Earth and everything.
No, that's not what we're saying. Those 2 other Saiyans that were there are not in Dragon Ball Z.
No,
And they
I
also
know.
didn't get killed with everyone else, so like
No,
they should be around or were killed.
No, I totally agree. No, but then I was saying, like, didn't you say something about Nappa getting killed or whatever, Fong?
Oh no, well you objected to Vegeta killing those 2, but Vegeta also killed Nappa, so
Yeah, but he killed Nappa like way after.
Yeah, but why wouldn't Vegeta? Well, if those Vegeta being the entitled asshole he is at that time, like as a kid, Vegeta could just kill those 2 right now, not be like even phased by it.
I guess.
Oh,
But
fun.
it is interesting that that's actually just a loophole, and they didn't even consider that. And then
well they needed to just not have those 2 dudes there, and it would have made more sense because like they didn't need to be in that scene.
I didn't give it a second thought. I'm not too concerned about those 2 random Saiyans.
that is interesting, though.
It
was-
bothered me.
Well, here's the thing. This movie did a lot to show like how things work on planet Vegeta. Like this is the most in-depth we've seen of how like the Saiyans work and whatnot, because they established like not every Saiyan is a warrior race. There were mechanics. There were like people like the women just stayed home and cut that meat over and over again. Like so I because in the past like the way like the Saiyans have always been described, it's like it's a warrior race of nothing but warriors on this planet. But like we saw all different types of Saiyans in this like portrayal, which I don't think has ever been done before.
Right.
So like those 2 random guys with Vegeta could not have been big buff Saiyan warriors. They could have been like the flight crew.
Pilot.
Yeah, the pilot. And we saw how easy it was for Paragus to take out his pilot.
That is true.
They ate
Which
He
him.
looked like Cabba. He looked like tall Cabba. He looked like Cabba's dad.
Actually, that's a good point. I was somewhat appalled at that actually happening, but
So we agree that he ate them, right?
That's what I write in the description. It was like they didn't even leave it up to like, oh, it was implied that maybe he ate him. They just said, oh, and they probably ate him in the description I read, the early ones. I was like, oh, geez, that's really fucked up. I wonder what I'll think about that when I see it.
I mean, I thought if anything, it was like a joke, or not even a joke, but just like an intimidation tactic. And then it was literally like showing him going to kill him. I was like, oh my God. I was like, okay. It's like, wow. What happened to the kids' movie part? Jeez. Yeah, it was a little graphic. Well, not graphic, but implied very graphic.
Yeah. Anything else I'm forgetting, Fong? Anything else you want to talk about before we start wrapping things up here?
I'm sure I'll remember it after we stop recording.
Right.
I mean, I do just love Fong's one point of he was literally wearing an ear. Or how do you feel wearing an ear? But, yeah.
I like when they offer Broly the food and he eats like with the wrapper on. It's like, no, Broly, it's food.
That's so overdone in like every
Like
anything.
like Tarzan-esque.
Well,
yeah.
I mean, Tarzan-esque, but like that's just Goku too. So what do you think about new Broly basically just being fucking Goku again?
That's true. A less cultured Goku. Same exact kind of thing. Yeah. Good comparison, actually. Makes sense. Yeah, I don't know if I have any other talking point, really.
It was
I had those-
Pretty.
it was a really good movie.
Yeah, I mean, I just had those few questions to at least ask you guys or run it by you or hear Fong's theory on it, but
It's 45 minutes of battle porn. It's great.
it was going on for a while. And after the movie was over, I was like, again, like I wanted them to keep fighting or something. Like it was pretty cool sequences.
Yeah, that movie is an hour and 40 minutes too. Like it's not like a short movie, but like it felt a lot longer than it actually was.
Right.
I thought it cleared 2 hours, but it's only an hour 40.
Right.
Goku's mom was hot.
Wow.
Hotter than Chilai.
Well, yeah. It's
Oh, that's what I want to talk about. Oh, not that. I like the theme song to this movie, and I stayed extra long in the theater just to listen to it.
the one that played over the credits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I respect that. I mean, we
And,
were there too.
Yeah. Also, they had like the characters being all moving around during the credits. I don't know if you guys paid. I mean, I'm sure you saw
Yeah,
it.
they're like running around doing poses and stuff like that.
What do you think about Gogeta showing off his boobs?
Oh, I think
That was so weird.
Oh,
Ken, I think I motioned to you.
when he does like the flex thing.
He's like showing off his boobs.
I swear, I think I looked at you when that was happening. I can't fully remember, but I was like a little.
It's really
confused.
blatant. Because like he you know he's shirtless, but he has the vest, but he's also shirtless.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. I think they were like, I think all the little kids left the movie at this point. I have no idea. Interesting.
Yeah. So I guess we'll go talk about the future a little bit. So we thought Fong sent me a link today saying that the next season of Dragon Ball Super was confirmed, but then apparently it wasn't. You said, Josh?
I clicked on that before I was leaving work, or like right after I left work, and at the bottom of the thing, like I was trying to read what this article even was, and it was talking about like the upcoming schedule or something on TV out there, and it was describing, you know, like various shows and stuff, and then it said at the bottom, it was like, correction, there's Toei has said that there's actually like no future plans for Dragon Ball Super episodes or something. And that was it.
Yeah, but that's also them saying it, and of course they would say that.
I mean, I guess.
They would issue a retraction if something got out there like that.
I guess. I
They're
don't know.
weirdos.
But it just makes me think don't get your hopes up.
Well, do
At
you
least
guys
right
see
now.
the show coming back within like the next year or so?
Definitely within a year.
Yeah, I mean,
At latest like mid next year.
yeah, I could say like next summer. Like not this upcoming summer, but summer 2020.
I have a feeling that we might see it come back in the fall.
I mean, I'd love that. Just
Like the sooner the better, as far as I'm concerned.
That could be me be wishful thinking, but like I feel like they could come back in the fall, and I really just do hope they pick up right from where this movie left off and just keep going.
Well, that's the thing we were also talking about after the movie ended, because based on how this movie was approached, they referenced the whole tournament stuff, and at the same time, though, nothing like the way that the series had, I guess, ended or whatever. It kind of left it very like open, and this could easily just be a side thing to where the only new character is Broly in a side planet kind of thing. So you can easily just start up the anime as if the tournament's over, and then if you watch the movie, you'll understand more of where Broly comes in at some point. Or
there's always the manga.
Is the manga still like Fong? Do you keep up with the manga at all? I've never even really touched it besides what you've shown us.
I've read the last. Not the most recent one, but the two before that, because those take place after Broly. So far, it seems like it's in its own arc, and it's probably not going to be turned into the anime. It seems like it's just something written by the dude that's writing the manga. But it does take place afterwards, and has nothing to do with anything. There's a lot of Jocos, though, so it's pretty good.
I mean, I guess the fact that, though, it still shows that, like, there's development or some effort being put towards it, that gives it hope that there will be an anime coming back. But, it's just not confirmed, so I don't even know what to make of it anymore.
Yeah. I really do wish they would come back soon. I hope that they don't retell the Broly story, because like you said, Fong, it'd be upsetting to see this story done in worse animation.
Yeah, that's the last thing I want to see.
I would love to see more story bits fleshed out. Like, I want to see more of, like, Broly's time on the planet and how, like, Paragus lost his eye and, bunch of...
Well, this movie apparently the script is, like, 3 hours long worth of movie to it, but they didn't actually... There's
definitely going to be, like, a extended version when this comes to Blu-ray, I think.
Because there's some scenes that just felt like they went by way too fast, like... You go from Gogeta existing to him explaining his entire existence to Frieza to him fighting Whis, and then Gogeta steps in and says, "Oh, Whis, I got this." Like that's like 4 really fast things that you could like let it breathe, man. I wanna pay attention to Whis fighting all of a sudden.
Yeah,
he doesn't have to fight for long, but I just want to like take that in for a bit.
Right.
Yeah, so any final thoughts, guys? I'm running out of things. I'm trying to look up more things to talk about. I think we're, like, towards the end here.
I wish I could watch it in a theater again.
Is it...
It's no longer playing past this Thursday, at least in theaters near me.
Let me check real quick.
But it was a really good movie. I definitely really enjoyed it. I don't know if I have anything new to add to it, but I liked it. So, if you haven't seen it, you should see it. Or maybe apparently we're going to see it multiple times, but...
Well, I'm definitely going to see this again when it comes out on, like, Blu-ray. And Fong already has a copy that he's watching on his computer, so...
Yeah.
It was great, because you guys would, like, talk about something, and it would actually just show up in front of me, so...
Well, right, yeah.
Perfect.
You could easily pull it up, yeah.
Fong, it's still playing every single day so far, from what I can see.
Where?
Like Regal and Stony Brook.
I only see Stony Brook. I don't see anything for Regal.
I see Regal. I'm going day by day, and I'm up to the 29th. It's still in Regal at multiple times during the entire day.
Like Deer Park.
Yeah.
I don't see any Regal. You have to blank that out. Nobody should know where I live.
I mean...
I don't see Regal at all.
Are you on Fandango?
No, I'm on Google.
Go to Fandango. Oh my god.
No, not that was bad. I just thought it was funny the way you said it.
Fandango.
It's funny.
Buy movie tickets. Yes. This is it's a romance movie, right?
Romance movie?
I think so. Mm-hmm. Kids movie / romance movie. Yeah.
It's asking by genre.
Just type in Dragon Ball. This is quality podcasting at this point. All right, Josh.
So,
any final thoughts?
It's the cooldown. No.
I have one more thing to say after I find tickets.
Well, I mean, I said my thoughts. I really enjoyed the movie, so if you didn't see it, see it. I don't know. I'm not sure if it's recency bias, but maybe I'd want to say it's the best of the 3 that have been out recently. At least fighting-wise, I think. There were more moments, like really great moments in the first one that came out in the past few years. But this one overall, I think, had continuous kind of good moments. I don't know. Maybe that's the best way I could kind of sum it up. But yeah. That's it for me.
This movie made mucho dollars.
Yes, it did.
Which, hey, man, that's more of a reason then they should come back and make more episodes of the anime.
You want to go over the numbers?
Sure.
Quick?
Yeah, sure.
I think I know them off the top of my head. Opening day made $7 million, and by comparison, Resurrection F made 8 in its entire run. So it's already doing way better than that. I think it's up to like 21 million last I checked.
Wow.
Right now
Really good.
Right now the box office is 89.6 million.
Yeah,
Wow.
well, that's worldwide, but in America, it's doing way better than last time. And
I mean, I also
Good.
think it's the fact that I feel like this was circulated more too for more theaters and stuff.
yeah, it's still
Maybe
sort
that's
of it still is limited.
Right.
But I think it was more than F Resurrection F.
Right. So I mean, that definitely helped, but still, yeah.
So hopefully next time they give us a simultaneous release, because waiting a month is fucking killer. I hate it.
Right. I agree with that.
You have to remember too, like Resurrection F and Battle of Gods came out before Super, so the entirety of Super has happened between movies.
Yeah, and we're dying for new shit at this point.
Exactly. So I think
Because
this
Super
like,
happened.
and this is the first Super movie, so I think like it's just like poised to do amazing.
Yeah, and I'm glad it did, and hopefully vote with my dollar and let them know that I want this on Blu-ray. I want this on my big screen.
I want the soundtrack. I want everything.
Oh, I'm gonna get that soundtrack because those chanting songs are sick.
Oh god.
That jazz song at the end, sick.
I need to like find this soundtrack. I want to listen to it again because I remember
It's on
liking
YouTube.
it.
I'll send it to you.
Please do.
It's really good.
I guess post it in the chat thing. Maybe I'll check it out.
Sure. What chat thing?
Our
Oh, that one. Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know when our next episode will be because we still have no idea when Super's coming back. If we ever find a day, we can
Our entire podcast is at the mercy of the creators here at this point.
Like there's not even like news to talk about either. Like they just announced Jiren as the next character in Fighters, so about time. Jump Force comes out I think next month or in 2 months, and that has more.
That game's ugly.
I think it's fine.
Why is it so dark?
Because they're going for like the dark, cell shaded look. I don't know. But who
It's ugly.
who's in that Jump Force?
Yeah, let's go over the roster here.
I just
There's
wanna
like
see-
a million Dragon Ball characters. I know that, like Cell and Trunks and shit.
They have Goku, Vegeta, Trunks, Piccolo, Frieza, Cell.
Wow.
You don't really need Trunks and Cell.
And for One Piece, they have Luffy, Zoro, Sanji, Sabo, Boa Hancock, and Blackbeard.
They love putting Boa Hancock in everything.
She's amazing.
You know what? I would maybe buy this game for like $15 just to play as Yami Yugi.
Yo, believe me, I'm not buying this game the day it comes out, but like this is like a pickup down the line.
Wait, Yami Yugi is in that game?
No,
Yeah.
yeah, you're just the monsters basically because you're summoning random dudes to do your thing.
Oh,
Well,
so
you
he's like
you
Pokemon trainer.
You switch back and forth between Yugi and Yami, apparently.
Huh.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
That's weird.
Well, that's how it's listed. It's listed as Yugi Moto / Yami Yugi.
Yeah. Well, I do know you transform as like Goku, Vegeta, and Frieza, so maybe that's just his transformation.
Yeah. You can play as Yusuke Urameshi from Yu Yu Hakusho.
Oh! Wait, are you telling me there's no Kuwabara?
No, not yet, at least.
No, but younger Togaru's in it.
Really?
Yep. The old
And no Kuwabara?
no Kuwabara yet.
There was a Yu Yu Hakusho OVA recently.
Was there really?
I heard about
was
that.
it for the
Yeah.
animation?
Yeah,
It was
It was
for the
for-
anniversary, right? The 20th
Yeah, for like the
anniversary.
Blu-ray, there was two OVAs.
I heard about that. I never got around to watching that. I should watch that at some point.
Oh, so wait, get this. In addition, players can create their own unique playable characters, customizing them with outfits and accessories from every character in the game. Light Yagami and Ryuk from Death Note will appear in the game's story mode as non-playable characters, and Akira Toriyama designed several new characters for the game, including playable antagonists Galena and Kane. So Toriyama did original work for this.
Kane?
Yeah.
The Demon Kane?
Well,
Wrestler?
It just says Galena and Kane, like Kane.
The Undertaker's brother?
Yeah, maybe.
Huh.
Two original characters.
Of
They have
course, we're gonna-
Midoriya from My Hero Academia in here.
She has breasts.
What? Oh,
Have
wait.
you seen these characters?
No, I haven't. Wait.
Oh, okay, well,
Wait.
spoiler alert. She has breasts.
Oh, she's green.
God.
Wait.
Yeah, but in addition to that,
Are you guys posting links or something, or are you just
No,
both
I
looking it up?
just looked it up in Google.
I will post it.
Thank you.
Yo, that's totally a design by Toriyama, though.
Oh yeah, they all look like the bad guy. He looks like Hit.
Yeah, he
And
does.
Cell.
He really does.
Hit and Golden Cell fused.
Yo, I'm down. Again, this game
Glover?
this game is not a day one pickup for me, but I'm excited for this.
What in the world?
I know.
Yo, I love that navigator. Oh my god. He's got a J on him. I love it.
For Jump
Yeah.
Force.
What is? Oh, I was gonna say ask what the J stands for because his name's Navigator. That's weird.
Yeah, I was like, there's
Yo,
no
they have
relevance there.
Rurouni Kenshin in this game too.
Yes. I did know that.
They have Naruto, Sasuke, Kakashi, Gaara, and Kaguya.
We have Dragon Quest.
They do. They have
Toriyama drew that.
They have Ichigo from Bleach. They have like this seems just like a big like love letter to like stuff in general. So I'm down for this.
I feel like the last one had a more diverse roster.
Yes, but I think this is like much bigger like 3D like models. I think like they're going more grandiose with this one. I think.
Yeah, they made it look ugly.
Oh shush. All right. Anything else you want to say, guys? Again, I don't know when we'll be back. There's no news of super stuff in the future, so we're at like I don't know.
Well, when there's news, we'll probably be here.
I'll remember it in 10 minutes.
You probably
that too.
will. Yeah. All right. Well, I guess that's it. Broly is an amazing movie. If you have not seen it yet, and you hear this in time, go see it. It's amazing.
Yep.
Yeah, it's got 50 minutes of battle porn. What more can you ask for?
It's so fucking good. It was just really. It was so pretty too. Like, we didn't even talk about like the colors, like the blue and the red against the green, constantly going back and forth was really cool. The electricity coming off of Broly was awesome. Every time he fired like that nuclear mouth laser, that looked cool. They kept mentioning the great ape stuff, and no one turned to a great ape.
Yeah.
Over and over again, like, stop looking at the moon, you'll turn to a great ape. Oh, the moon, you get back into a corner, it's the last-ditch effort. All these things are being a great ape, and it was only Broly was channeling the power of a great ape.
It was implied early that Broly turned into
Right.
it as a baby, but other than that...
Which is cool, but like that's what I thought the big thing was gonna be. They're like, oh, he's gonna grow his tail, but like I thought they were gonna wish for his tail to grow back with the Dragon Balls, and then he would go full on Broly giant ape, like destroy everything.
I think the fans would revolt at that idea.
I would be happy with it.
If you didn't get the shirtless Broly that you're used to and you get a fucking ape instead, I think people would get pissed.
No. Give us give us everything that we got. Just instead of asking him to be transported back home, have him grow his tail back and turn to Great Ape Super Saiyan Broly.
I mean, if you make it 15 minutes longer to include that scene, I would like it because I would like to see more of the movie.
And then
it looks pretty, so sure.
And then he goes into Great Ape form and then turns into Super Saiyan 4.
Okay,
Whoa,
sure.
It makes it canon.
Whoa. Yes, now we're talking.
Well, once they mentioned the ape, that's like...
Technically, yeah.
Isn't that what you guys were thinking? Like,
That
I mean,
yeah,
right.
a little bit.
right.
like he had the eyes of like Super Saiyan 4 Goku because he had like the weird yellow eyes.
Yeah,
True. Man, I want to see that Red Goku Kamehameha times 10. Oh, give me that. Someday.
Fong, whatever happened to that crappy Super Saiyan 4 anime thing? Is that over yet?
It's on its second story arc.
Wait, it's still going?
Yeah, it's successful enough to keep going. The first story arc is over, you can watch that.
Was it crap? Was it good?
It looks like total shit.
But was it good?
No, it sucked, man. Like, it moved like shit. The story's shit. It's boring. And the end of the last episode of the arc, it just leads into the next arc where it's like fucking RoboCop Zamasu and the baby twins.
Oh,
It's so stupid.
No.
Yeah, there's two baby-looking things fighting for no good reason.
Oh,
Zamasu
no.
is like rebuilt again, and it's terrible. But Super Saiyan 4 Goku does shit his pants at the sight of Ultra Instinct, and that was okay.
Wait, Ultra Instinct's in there?
Yeah.
Ah. I watched the first episode, and like I was intrigued by it. Like you could tell, like, oh, this is a video game story. The world's split up into different regions, and you have to explore them and whatnot.
Oh yeah.
this sounds great. God.
I mean, they're like 6-minute episodes, so like.
And wasn't Super Saiyan 4 wasn't Super Saiyan 4 Goku like a time cop or something like that?
Yeah, it's Zeno Goku.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, yeah, there's 2 Gokus and 2 Vegetas.
Yeah. Wait, what?
Yeah. There's the time cop Goku and Vegeta, and then there's sort of regular Goku and Vegeta, but they're wearing different clothes. They have like Capsule Corp logos on the normal gi and stuff like that.
Jesus.
The fight between Blue Goku and Monkey Goku lasts like 2 seconds and is the least satisfying thing ever. It's the opposite of this movie, let's say. In terms of everything.
I feel like I need to watch it still.
Definitely watch it at some point.
All right, well, I guess we should just wrap this up before we start going off on more tangents. This has been the 3-Star Dragon Ball Buddies podcast. Thank you all for listening. Again, I have no idea when we'll be back, but maybe in the future we can get together and do the Resurrection F commentary, because like we said in the beginning, now it holds a lot more weight with all the events of Super and Broly all mixed together now.
Right.
And yeah, that'll be our next goal probably. Unless they announce like next week, oh, the anime's back, because this did really well. Because we still don't know why they stopped the anime.
I think it was because of this movie, because they couldn't handle doing both at the same time, otherwise one would collapse.
Which is fine, I respect that, because this was beautiful and amazing and well worth it, but like, now it's made so much money, it's like when they come out, like, okay, we're going back to, like, I feel like they should have ended this with like, Dragon Ball Super coming back this fall.
But like, that was literally the problem that started all the problems with Super. They had a movie, and then they immediately were like, "Oh, this was very successful. Let's make a TV show immediately."
I know. Okay.
You don't want to repeat the sins of the past, just like Vegeta, his father, and whatever the fuck the story.
Oh
was.
yeah, what was that? Vegeta is the fourth, the second. Which Vegeta is this Vegeta?
Oh,
He's the fourth.
He's the fourth.
And if they not name drop, but if they mention Vegeta's brother one more time and don't like do anything about it, I'm going to get very mad. Because they mentioned Vegeta's brother like 2 or 3 times during Super, and then in the movie it's like, hey Vegeta, don't you have a brother? Oh yeah, that's right, and they just like shrug it off again.
No, they explicitly don't mention him in Super, but in the Battle of Gods movie, they mention him.
Oh, that's right. Fucking... I want to see his brother. Alright.
You can watch him in that special.
No. Wait, oh no, is he in the special?
No, not the Super Saiyan 4 garbage. They fight Abo and Kado.
Oh my god.
It looks really nice. The style it's something else.
I'll look that up in a little bit then. All right, let me try to end this again. I keep trying to end this and I keep getting sidetracked. All right, thank you for listening to the 3-Star Dragon Ball Buddies podcast. Until next time, I've been Ken O'Connor.
I'm Josh Brandman.
I'm Fong.
See you guys next time. Bye-bye.
さのない姿